What's going on, guys? Shane Faison here. Welcome back to Fight Like, the Fight Tips original series where we cover some of your favorite fighters and 3 of their signature moves. In this series, we're talking about reigning champions, fighters who have made it to the top, defended their titles for an impressive amount of time. Let's get it started with our first fighter. Last fight of the series is Rocky Marciano. He retired with 49 wins and 0 losses. He had an aggressive fighting style and threw some of the hardest punches in boxing history. Let's take a look at his first signature move. First signature move is his iron chin. Rocky took a lot of punches, but he took most of them on the forehead. It's the hardest part of the human body, so it's the best place to take a hit if you're going to take him on the head. He would sit in a low stance, be very aggressive and pressure forward so that he could land a big punch. His next signature move was his tendency to slip to the right. As mentioned, he had a very low stance, would keep his hands up, but bob his head to the right a lot, felt very comfortable going to that side. He would use this to get underneath the punches, pressure forward, and he would also use his hands and his head as a tool to drive his opponent back into the ropes. Once he got him onto the ropes, he used his next signature move. Last signature move was his right hand, otherwise known as Suzie Q. And he would set this up by bobbing out to the right. This would make the punch come at a deceptive angle. Sometimes he would come straight down the pipe with it, and other times he would literally come over top and punch down. Sometimes his opponents would try to get underneath of the punch and roll, looking down at the ground. They'd get punched in the back of the head, and it's really their fault because they put their head in that position. Rocky was just throwing the punch. I don't think he was intentionally aiming to hit the back of the head. But if he landed this punch flush, it was a KO. Alright guys, thanks for watching. So, Rocky was 49-0. What do you think? Best of all time? Comment below and tell me what you think. Make sure you subscribe, guys, so you can get the fight tips before your opponent does. Until then, I'm Shane with Fight Tips. Self-defense for the underdogs.